I didn't. I didn't expect you to be so young, dude.
Really?
I don't
I'm
know.
11.
It's cool to see that you that somebody so young is interested in doing this stuff.
Hey man, it's entertaining to me. I like it. It's fun. It's good to talk to people. It helped me with the COVID. It definitely helped me with COVID.
I agree. I agree, and I don't think there's much better things you could spend your time doing during COVID.
And talking to people.
Yeah, I didn't talk to anyone.
Seriously? I'm sorry.
I got it 3 times, so I didn't have much time to talk to anybody, but it's a good idea. Talk to people during COVID. I didn't think of that.
This is Rocking with J Man. This is with Deron Miller of the 96 Bitter Beans. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
Good, just enjoying life, first day of school. How's
Oh,
life treating you?
where are you at right now? We're in the
Uh,
country. We're in the country.
Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York. Yeah, we were just there.
Seriously?
Wow. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, how can you be out of school already? But it's only 12:30 here, so it makes sense because it's 3:30 for you.
Um, are you guys coming August? You guys leave
Uh,
in August,
we
right?
came in August, yeah. We did a tour from July 20th to August 22nd, something like that, and just finished it. It was a really, really tough one, but a lot of fun.
So who are the other 95 bitter beans?
They are actually fictitious. They come from a song. So if there were 96 people in the band, I think I would probably go nuts.
I'm guessing a few of them are the members of CKY, am I right?
Possibly at one point, I'm sure they're bitter.
And you guys really do hate each other.
No, we don't hate each other. You
Now,
know, when you get to be my age, you realize that hating somebody is a waste of time.
okay.
Growing up, there's a lot of things to learn, and up until like your mid 20s, you'll probably spend a lot of time hating people, but it's not a good idea.
So it has been 4 years since your album. Now you finally have a new one coming out near Christmas. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. November 4th.
What took so long to get this out besides COVID? Of course.
Nothing besides COVID.
Seriously?
Well, there was other factors like we self-released the first album, which means we had to put all the effort into getting it out there and printing up CDs and setting up the streaming, and we had very little limited, advertising, and it was basically all about word of mouth. But the second one, we ended up signing a record deal with Nuclear Blast, and then after signing that deal, COVID struck and everything froze. A lot of the people at the record plants that were printing up vinyl, physical formats got sick, and a lot of, they were closed down. And there was just, we didn't want to put out a record during COVID because we wanted to be able to go around and play shows. So finally, we had this out. But you know what? It's really tough waiting 2 years for a record that you've been working on for 6 years to come out. So it was very depressing. That's why I didn't talk to anybody during COVID. But feeling much better now.
What can we expect on this new album?
Well, anybody that's familiar with anything I've done in the past is probably going to be excited and impressed by what is on the album. Most people, when they get older, they start to lose, what made them so good in the beginning. But I'd say, we have been progressing and getting better with age. So like a fine wine, to be cheesy. But it's the best. I think it's the best stuff that I've ever worked on, and I've worked on a lot of things.
Is it all ready to go? Like I know you guys got a few months before it drops. You got
It's all ready to go. It's been ready to go for 4 years. We finished it. But you know what? I've been doing finishing touches on it just all the way up to handing it in and having it completed. And the artwork, love the artwork. We did an amazing photo session. It's all ready to go. It's been ready to go, but like I said, finishing touches up until the very end. But it's 6 years in the making. We never stopped working on it. We were always doing finishing touches on everything. So yeah, I'm so excited to get this out and to tell as many people about it as I can, and that's why we're doing this right now.
How is this project different from CKY?
It's not really. It's just an extension of what I would have done had I still been in CK. So I haven't changed my style, haven't changed my sound. I think a lot of fans were missing that sound. So it was very important for me to bring it back because it's the only sound I know how to do. It totally, it's me. It's in my head. And because of all the different inspiration and influences I've had over the years, I'm the only one I think that can create a sound like that. So basically, this band is just an extension of what I would have done with CKY.
Sure.
Definitely.
Are you still friends with those guys? Are you still friends?
I'm afraid. Well, if you're talking about the band, I would say not really. I haven't talked to them in years, probably almost as long as you've been alive. But as far as some of the crew, um, from the videos, I still talk to Chris Rabb, who directed our new video. Um, I still talk to Rake, which to me his name is Ted. His name is actually Ted, but everybody calls him Rake. But everyone else I've kind of lost touch with. But yeah, I would like to get back in touch with some of the others. But there's other things. Yeah, that was so long ago that it's those guys were my friends in high school, but I moved away from the East Coast and they all stayed. So it's hard to keep in touch, but I do the best I can.
So, what was the shock that broke the camel's back and you had to leave the band?
I didn't leave the band actually. I didn't quit. They just started doing things without me. I wouldn't say there was a straw that broke the camel's back. I think that the whole 15 years of being in that band was had periods of where it was uncomfortable. There were times when it was amazing, and there are times when it was just okay. But yeah, I mean, when it was uncomfortable, it was really uncomfortable. So um, it was just I think it had run its course. I think that you know, we had gotten as big as we were gonna get, and we were starting to not draw as much of attention with our music as we used to. So I just kind of I wouldn't say stop talking, but they just started doing things without me. Because we were all fed up with each other. And when you live on a tour bus for months and months and months out of the year, it gets pretty cramped and you get pretty annoyed with all the people that are on there, even though you're really good friends with them and you're working hard and you all have your head in the same headspace. Eventually it gets to be too much for some people, especially if their personalities are so intense. Um, Eventually it can start to crack and people can start to crack and then it stops. But it's hard to explain because I really can't describe to you what those guys are like and what I'm like when we get together. So until you experience those kind of relationships for yourself, which I hope you don't ever have to, um, it's not easy, man. It's not easy at all.
I know you had beef with those guys since 2007 when MTV
Yeah.
reported how you guys were all fighting.
Well, what we never stopped fighting. We were fighting since the beginning. Actually, the most fighting happened in the beginning because we didn't really know each other and our personalities kind of pissed each other off. But later on, as we got to know each other better, we got on each other's nerves, but in a different way. There was a lot of physical fights in the beginning, but a lot of the fights at the end were just arguments and just uh, when a business when s- when you're in a partnership and your business starts to take off, you start to get a little bit defensive and offensive, and you start to just lose it in a way. It's hard to explain. It's something that you have to experience, but it just became very difficult. But I don't hate them, you know. I'm too old to hate anymore. I stopped hating probably in my early 30s, you know.
Hey,
So
don't hate
what's
the
that?
player. Don't hate
Yeah,
the player, hate the game.
exactly. That's what we learned, but we didn't have that saying back then, so we just hated the players. There was no game to hate as far as we knew.
Do you wish you had on social media? Do you wish you had to go on social media then clarify what was going on with the band?
I have many times. I've told the story so many times. There's depending on what mood I'm in, I'm more willing to explain more than in other times, but it's been so long. I mean, it's been close to a decade. So it's something that you get over, and you have to go on. And music is my life, and it's what I do best, and it's the only thing I ever want to do. So you have to move on. So that's why I started new bands and keep releasing albums and music, and you never quit. Don't quit what you enjoy doing.
Do you ever think you guys might get back together?
You never say never. I don't think so. I think that if it was going to happen, it would have already happened, but I'm really happy where I am right now.
So your videos were like the inspiration for Jackass?
Hmm. Definitely.
That had to be pretty cool getting your music played in Jackass and Viva La Bam.
Oh, Viva la Bam. It was awesome. It was a special time. It was a time when you know, rock and metal was a huge thing on MTV. I don't know what they have on MTV now. I don't even do you I don't do you know anything about MTV?
Beavis and Butthead.
Is that on MTV now?
Yeah.
See, old ideas become new ideas. So that's what's so cool about the music industry and the entertainment industry. Yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool. It was like a dream come true. We started those videos, and then those guys were doing what they were doing, and then MTV kind of smushed us together and did that show. So yeah, it was incredible. It was
Did you
indescribable.
did you guys ever get into doing the stunts you guys is yourself?
But what now?
Did you guys ever get into doing the stunts yourself?
I was afraid to do the stunts because I didn't want to break my arm and not be able to play guitar. So I did one episode of Jackass. I did the first episode. And then I decided, hey, you know what? If I get hurt doing this, I'm screwed.
Bro, have you seen the guy? He came out with a broken neck. Hey, you know what? It would have been nice. You could have got like semen on you, or you could have, like that. I think that was in the recent episode. They like got cow semen on them or something,
And the new movie,
right? Yeah,
I
and
haven't I haven't seen any of the movies. I haven't even seen any of the episodes, believe it or not.
you could have got tased.
Tased. Yeah, that's not my style though.
Yeah, I get. I think that's not everybody's style. I don't
I'm
know.
a musician. Those guys are crazy. They've always been crazy.
I don't know if anybody's going like, "Hey, man, you know what's my style? I like being tased, pepper sprayed, getting run over on a cliff, getting hit by a bull full force." I
Yep.
don't know.
That's what those guys wanted to do because they weren't the music part of it. We were the soundtrack. And, I was offered to do all that stuff, but I was kind of, like I said, the fear of doing those stunts. I mean, the stuff that I did do in the first episode wasn't dangerous. It was just funny. But the idea that I could break a limb or smash my head in or something like that would have made me unable to do what I really wanted to do, which was the music for the show. So I kind of steered away from that, and I was asked to do a couple things that could have really, screwed me up. So I opted to stay off the show and just make the music for it, and let those guys do the crazy shit.
I get what you mean. Ever hang out with Don Vito?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
many, many times.
were you guys were you guys friends with the Bloodhound Gang? They must have lived close to you.
Yes, yeah. We were both Philly bands. I'm surprised you know about the Bloodhound Gang. Um, we were we were we were Philly bands that used to pass out flyers. We didn't know each other at the beginning, but I remember walking in Philly, in the city, and Jimmy gave me one of his flyers. He's like, "Yeah, come check us out." And I don't even think I was in a band at that point. But since we were two bands that made it out of Philly, I think that we became friends um, after that. And I'm not sure we ever played together. I can't remember if we ever played together, but yeah, we had a lot of fun with those guys doing other stuff other than music, partying
Um,
like that.
so did you guys know Mark the Banger? Bagger.
Don't know. I don't know who that is. Maybe you could tell me more about him, and I might know. Mark the Banger?
Bagger. Bagger.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I didn't know him. I didn't know him. I never met him.
Ah,
I know who you're talking about, but I never met him. No. Is he on Howard Stern or something?
yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I never met him.
Jimmy brings him on.
Is that it? Who's that?
Jimmy brings him on. Jimmy Bob.
Jimmy Bob, is somebody whispering to you? Somebody feeding your lines off the camera?
Why?
I can hear it. I can hear it. No, Jimmy Bob, I don't know who that is. Is that somebody that works for Howard Stern? Richard Christie is a friend of mine. He works for Howard. Does stuff for Howard. Do you know who Richard Christie is?
No, I don't believe so.
He's on Howard Stern. But Jimmy Bob, I don't know who that is.
I'm guessing Westchester is like a big party place with all you guys.
It was. I haven't been there in years, but it was. I wouldn't say a special, interesting place, but we made it interesting. We caused a lot of scenes and trouble and just had a good time. We were all out of high school. None of us moved on to college, so we just kind of screwed around and had fun and did anything that we could to alleviate boredom. Boredom is my least favorite thing in the world. I hate being bored.
No bored, no bored. I don't like being bored.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It really is because, like, what's the worst part? Especially when you're in school, it's like this time just slows like down. Like,
Oh, tell me about it, man. I don't want to sit here and tell you about my times in school because I don't want it to influence your performance in school. But yeah, I didn't like it at all. It was very difficult for me because I had to get up so early and it took me 2 hours to even get there after I woke up. I usually just slept through it. So, if you're bored, just go to sleep. That's my motto. If I get bored, I'll just go to sleep.
do you regret joining the protests and getting kicked off the Warped Tour?
No,
No.
I think it was the best thing we could have done. Those venues that have these shows, make enough money. Why do they need to steal money from the bands that are working so hard to sell their merchandise? It was ridiculous, and they were asking 40%. We could live with 10%, maybe 15, but 40%?
That's like
Somebody,
almost half.
yeah, somebody had to do something about that, and we were the band that did something about that. And it didn't matter that we got kicked off because we snuck back in anyway. We just played under a different name. So they couldn't keep us away. Can't keep me away.
So, how excited were you guys when you thought you were opening up for Guns N' Roses?
We did open up for Guns N' Roses. It was amazing. We had been on tour for 3 months, and we got the call that we were on the tour. We didn't think that we were going to get that call because it was between 7 other bands, and the other bands were much more popular and mainstream than we were. So when we got the call that Axl Rose had chosen us, we were shocked. So we had to go from San Diego all the way up to Canada within a very small amount of time. And by the time we made it through Canada, which is very hard to get into if you're American and you look like this, they check your background, they check criminal records and all that stuff. So it takes a long time. I think we were held up at that border for 8 hours. And by the time we got to the venue, it had been canceled because Guns N' Roses didn't show up. So it was a huge waste of time until the next night when we did do the shows. And it was cool to find out it was nice to find out how cool those guys actually were. And we did 19 shows and they did 18.
With Guns N' Roses back and touring, what are the chances of calling Axl and having him make it up to you? Like saying, yo, bro.
Well, after how many years? 20 years? You know what? It's a possibility. I mean, I think that when our new album comes out in November, I think that a lot of people or a lot of bands like Metallica and Guns N' Roses, they might hear that stuff and have us come back out. We had a lot of fans that really dug our stuff that are still around, like Corey Taylor from Slipknot. We used to hang out a lot, and he liked the music. And once this album comes out, it's possible that somebody from those bands could hear it and invite us back out.
You know what? You could just be like, hey, Axl, it's been a while. Come on, man. Don't be scared.
I'm sure he's probably changed his phone number.
Probably over the 20 years.
Yeah, and his email address. I'm
Just
sure.
hack him. Just get a hacker to do like, you know how always in the movies they're like,
Well, my
need to
son
give
knows
me-"
how to do that stuff.
What?
My son knows how to hack.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
How old is he?
He's 13.
Ah.
He knows how to hack.
How do you actually know how to hack? Like, how do you teach how to hack?
Because he's very smart, and he spends a lot of time on the computer, and he watches videos and has experiences on the computer where he's learned how to do stuff like that. Does nothing illegal, but he knows how to do it. I don't think that he has done it. Hopefully not, but he knows how to do it.
Imagine he just hacked your bank account for those free V-Bucks or something like, yo.
I can see that, but he's gonna have to pay me back. If he ever does that, he will have to pay me back.
Have you almost been? You have been with almost every record label up there.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Yep. I have. Jesus. The first record company that I ever dealt with, so wouldn't consider a record company, was called Urban Squirrel Records. That was out of Philadelphia. And then Volcom Clothing started a record company, and we were working with them. We got very successful. And then Island Records, Universal, and then Roadrunner with Warner Brothers, and Nuclear Blast and Megaforce. And yeah, there's been a lot.
Which was the best?
Um, Probably Nuclear Blast because I am good friends with a lot of people there. And I did a record with them in 2011 and they were a really good label and it's difficult to work with a record company that where you don't know anybody. But Island Records was pretty good to us too.
Which was the worst?
Mm, Roadrunner. Yeah.
With this new album coming out, what will you do if you get a 1-star review?
I don't look at reviews anymore. I used to look at them and get really pissed off. In fact, in 2005, when Rolling Stone gave us a 1-star review, I got in a lot of trouble because I launched kind of like a hate campaign on the woman that reviewed the album because it wasn't about the album. Her review wasn't about the music. It was about how much she didn't like our fans, and that really pissed me off. And it almost got me in a bunch of trouble, and it ended up in the New York Times. So yeah, I used to get pissed off at stuff like that, but I don't look at that stuff anymore. I don't read reviews. I already know what I already know what's good about the music. Opinions don't mean anything.
Oh, you know I'm talking about Jenny, right?
Denny Elliskew, yeah.
Mm.
Funny enough. Where are you getting this stuff?
Research.
Good for you. You know what? You have something going on. I have a feeling that you're going to be a pro and you're going to be out there because I have never in the last 15 years seen somebody as young as you that is into this stuff. So it's fascinating and I think that it's amazing to see somebody like yourself that is so interested and involved in what you're doing. So kudos to you.
Thank you. The fans on Blabbermouth are crazy sometimes. They say some pretty mean stuff.
Do they still?
Yeah. Do you still go through the comments at all?
No.
No.
No comments, no forums, no opinions. I don't read that stuff. Because what's the point in talking to people that don't like you when you could be talking to people that do like you? And
Yeah.
the funny thing is that anybody that would take the time to leave a comment about you that's negative is probably a bigger fan than somebody that would say something positive. So it doesn't matter. Haters are fans just as much as lovers are fans. The worst thing that you could possibly have are people that don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It would be pretty bad if like see you what you get out of bad people and their bad reviews is that you still get the view, you still get the like, and
Right.
they're wasting their time just ranting about you and you still get all the stuff.
Yeah, and it's sad because I know how sad it is because I used to do it. I used to go on and trash people too, and I knew the reason why I used to do it. It was either jealousy or I wanted the attention from whatever artist I was smashing, or it's there's a reason why people do it. I didn't know that people still did it, but I wouldn't know because I don't look at that stuff.
People even do it to me, man. It's
Of
crazy.
course, because you're doing something that they're not. Maybe they wish they were doing. So you're always going to get people that are either going to be secure enough to give you props and say, what you're doing is awesome, or you're going to get people that that think they don't like you or try to tell you they don't like you because the problem is they're insecure and they don't know how to do what you're doing. So they like you just as much. They just don't want you to know that and they want to try to make themselves feel better by putting you down. So it's not worth looking at comments at all, even the good ones, because you know that what you're doing is good or else you wouldn't be doing it.
Um, I don't know if I don't get if you're a fan, why turn on them because you can write something on the internet?
What's that?
I don't get if you are a fan of the band, why turn on them when you can because you can write something on the internet?
Well, yeah, I mean, dealing with that stuff, eventually it gets so old, but it doesn't get so old to the people that do it. It never gets old to the people that do it, but it's the same thing. I mean, anybody that's going to take the time to trash you cares. And anybody that's going to take the time to praise you cares. Like I said, the worst thing that you can have in my field and in your field of music journalism is to have people say, I don't know who that is. I don't care. That's the worst thing that you could possibly have, is not having reached that person yet. So anybody that says never heard of them, I don't care, that's the person that you want to convert.
The Chuck Dapper Show. What's going on there, man?
Chuck Draper. That
Yeah.
was an idea that I had with Chris Rabb, that we wanted to do a pilot for a TV show. And what happened was is that we were so busy that by the time we wanted to start doing it, somebody already did it, just called it something else. But the idea that we had for that was interesting. But you know, I've since seen the ideas for that show come out in other shows, so it's kind of too late to do that. But I have other ideas for movies and other stuff like that that eventually I'm going to work on.
Are you guys planning any shows this year?
We just got done a summer tour, so we're looking to. I want to open for somebody. I haven't opened for any band since Guns N' Roses. No, the last time we opened for anybody, it was Metallica. So I want to go out on an opening tour and be a support act, and just because you can do so much of a better show in 30 minutes, because usually they only give you 30 minutes to do your thing. And we can get a lot more of an impression out there just by doing 30 minutes instead of doing an hour and a half or 2 hours, which is what we did on this tour that we just finished. So I'm looking to be an opening act. You know, it's been 20 years. You're always headlining. So I want to get involved in doing an opening act, being an opening act.
I've been to a few shows, and fans seem more into the shows after not being able to rock out for years.
Because of COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of people are divided. A lot of people are terrified to go out because they still are afraid. They listen to the propaganda. You know, I have my beliefs and opinions on what the truth is about the pandemic, and other people have theirs. You know, who's right? I have no idea. But yeah, there's a lot of fear based in that. But there's also a lot of people that are eager to get out, and we're waiting for it to be over. People were waiting for their masks to come off. And that I was one of those people. I wanted to take that mask off so bad, but a lot of people are still sitting at home. The last guy I was just talking to, I was just doing an interview with, said he went to a show, what was like a 1,500 seater, and there was only 400 people there when it should have been sold out. And that's out of fear. You know, people are afraid to go to concerts and movie theaters because they have to be shoulder to shoulder with other people. So there's
And
still a lot of fear in that.
that's just people. That's what they think.
People are divided in every political view that you can possibly think of, whether it be religion or politics. You know, is our president an asshole, or is he the best president? You know, everybody's divided on all that stuff, and you just have to pick your position and go with it. But you should, probably keep it quiet, because getting in those kind of arguments is not worth it.
What is your favorite memory from playing a show?
Well, opening up for Metallica was a dream come true. I don't know if I'm lagging. It looks like I'm lagging a little bit. I have bad internet because I live in the desert.
Uh,
Am I lagging?
yeah, a little bit, yes.
All right. I'm trying to. Okay. I don't know. Hopefully that'll get fixed. But the Metallica thing was it was so surreal. It was to be asked by James Hetfield to play a Metallica show and have him tell me how much he enjoyed my guitar riffs was like the opposite. I felt like I should have been telling him that, and I did tell him that. But when you grow up from the age of 10 idolizing somebody like James Hetfield and pretty much learning and wanting to learn the guitar because of James Hetfield, and then to play with him and meet him and have him tell you how much he likes you, is something, that's a once in a lifetime thing.
Um,
And I wanna hook up back up with those guys and perhaps go out, be an opening act, but you never know, but I enjoy manifesting things and I usually get what I want.
what is on your rider?
The rider, you know, basics. We don't ask too much of anybody. We don't ask too much of the venues that we play. Usually like fruit, vegetable trays, healthy stuff. Because on tour it's hard to eat healthy stuff because you stop at a gas station and you end up eating dinner at Exxon or at Mobil or something. So at each show we try to have healthy things and sodas and stuff and beers for the guys that drink beer. And it's pretty basic, nothing outrageous. Like we don't ask for only green M&Ms or stuff like that.
Do you have a ritual before you guys go on stage?
I still get nervous and stage fright before every show. So my ritual is just pretty much setting up the set list, going over it, uh, just pacing. I do a lot of pacing because I get nervous. But once I get up there and get through that first song, it's smooth sailing. But yeah, I get nervous and stage fright for every show.
What do you do on your downtime for fun?
Movies, roller coasters, amusement parks, because we live near Six Flags.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, we're lucked out and we got a place. I always wanted to live near an amusement park, and Six Flags Magic Mountain is probably the best amusement park in the country. People fly from all over the world to go to Magic Mountain. And I love roller coasters. And everybody in my family does, which is good because they all want to go and ride everything. It'd be difficult to have somebody that was afraid, but all my kids love to ride the rides and we go a lot and just have a good time. So I love roller coasters. I love movies. Um, that's pretty much it. Writing songs, recording. So those are my things.
What is your worst
My worst what?
memory from Planet Trail?
Oh man. Probably there was one show where I really had to take a crap
Oh,
after one song. And I had to go backstage, run upstairs to the backstage bathroom, take a crap, and then come back down before the next song started. And that was really, really difficult. That
how
happened once
once?
in 25 years. That has only happened once.
You just maybe just drinks yourself.
I don't know. It's funny when you get up on stage, the adrenaline kicks in and it shuts off all your bodily functions that normally could be an emergency.
Yeah, like that happens to me sometimes. When I remember like one time I was doing an interview and before that I like but the interview was only like a minute away and I had to
Uh-huh.
go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then I was interviewing him and then I was just talking to him. I usually just forget that I actually have to go to the bathroom.
You have to go. Yeah, you'd forget that you got to go to the bathroom. Maybe you're nauseous and you had to throw up. You don't cough, you don't sneeze, you don't have to take a piss. Yeah, all that stuff kind of just goes away when you have a job to do, especially one that involves adrenaline.
How do my followers follow you?
Basic socials, obvious socials, 96 Bitter Beings, Deron Miller official, easy to find. It's not like 96 Bitter Beings underscore 24897 official. We're on Instagram, Facebook. Not, I don't know if we're on Twitter or not. I avoid Twitter because of what we talked about earlier. It's basically just arguments and hatred and all that stuff.
Oh,
And I,
Twitter's a war zone, man.
oh,
Twitter's a
it's horrible. And I might have an account, but I don't go on there because yeah, it's just I don't. Twitter is for people that do want to read hate.
oh my god, like if you post something, people are just hating. It's a
Yeah.
bro, you can literally post, hey, just got a quesadilla from Taco Bell. Somebody will hate, and then like
How dare you go to Taco Bell? Do you know what? You know how Taco Bell tortures cows? Do you know that Taco Bell is really mean to their employees? So you get an argument from everything. It's not worth it. So it's a pain in the ass.
oh my god, like
You could say, I woke up so happy this morning.
and then people will just say, nah, you ugly. Get you
Yeah,
ugly.
you're ugly. You didn't wake up happy. You were miserable. You
Bro,
probably had
you
a
woke up
nightmare.
ugly. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, bro. You look like you do, bro. You look, your eyebrows look like they're having an NBA K2 war zone, bro. You look ugly, man. You look like an ogre, bro. You look like the ugly person that fell down on the branch and then hit every branch on the way. You ugly.
How could you wake up happy with all that stuff that we just
I don't know.
Yeah, man. Who wants that? Who needs that shit?
Not me.
Not me. But people do it because people are bored.
I don't see how that's like gives some thrill just arguing with people.
Because I don't think they get to do what we get to do. You know, you get to entertain people. I get to entertain people. Most people don't get to do that. Look, 98, 99% of people don't get to do that. So they're bored and they have to spend their time hating people that do like to do that.
They just hate and hate and hate.
But you know, I used to have two really big haters that were in stalk mode. They had graduated past typing and they were in stalk mode, and one's in jail and one's dead. So that ought to tell you about
Did you
karma.
kill one?
I might have, um, in some kind of thought process, I might have manifested that, but no, I didn't. But I believe in karma. It's the only, it's the closest thing to religion that I get. Yeah, it's a spiritual thing. I'm a spiritual person, but karma is like the only thing I believe in. I think if you do good, you get good. If you do bad, you get bad.
Man, I guess I was thinking of something. My bad, I forgot about it. Dang it.
But I wouldn't believe that if I was your age anyway. I didn't believe that stuff back then.
Oh, I remembered. They upgraded from keyboard warriors to stalkers.
Yeah, especially if you're an actor or a musician or anybody that has any notoriety, you do get those people. At one time I went on YouTube and there was a video of somebody driving past my house and screaming my name and my wife's name. And that was scary. And I was like, I don't think that I'm kind of, I try to be modest where I don't think that I should block my phone number or, not, when I send people stuff in the mail, I put my return address on it, my real return address on it. But I guess I don't expect people to take that and actually, take the time to drive by. And but yeah, we had a really bad, two really bad people that, one, we had to call the police and he's going to be in jail for quite a long time. And the other one is dead. So don't stalk people.
All right, man. That
Don't
one's
hate. Don't hate. You never know what you're going to get.
what's next for you?
November 4th, the second 96 Bitter Beings album comes out. We have two singles out, Wish Me Dead and Vaudeville's Revenge, which has a video. I am so excited for November 4th because I think that new fans. We're going to get new fans. We're going to get the old fans that probably, a lot of them are like, where the hell is Deron Miller been? So, and we have a record company to help assist us to get the word out with fans that are going to help with spreading the word. And word of mouth is a powerful, powerful tool. It's more important than any money you can spend on ads. It's more important than any other way of promoting yourself than you can possibly hope for. So word of mouth is the best instrument. So we're just excited to work. I love to work on music, and we work very hard, but you don't notice because you love what you do. So you don't notice. Working on homework is actual work because it's so goddamn boring. But when you're doing something you love, it's work, but you enjoy it. So you get to do what you love.
Hey, about that homework thing, I am lucky today. I don't gotta do homework, but my dad does.
Is your dad gonna do your homework?
Yeah, he has to do the homework.
I used to get my girlfriends to do my homework. I was smart in that sense. I'm not doing my homework. I'm gonna get my girlfriends to do it.
Man, where's she getting like little angry? Like, come on, Matthew. I already got to do my ELA, my social studies, my math, and then I got to practice for my band. And then
yeah, but back then it was a different time. It was before the internet, people that were close to each other were closer than they are now. Used to see people and interact with them. You'd spend a lot of time with them instead of being on a computer or a cell phone. So spending time with girlfriends and friends and stuff like that. Maybe if you're lucky, they might say, I can do your homework for you.
yeah, I can do your homework for you, buddy.
I'll do your homework for you. And then if you get the chance to do something for them that they want, it might work out good for both of you.
It might. It really might. I've seen you guys have some cool merch.
Yeah. Merchandising is always important.
Yo, are you guys gonna hook me up? I need some shirts and school started, bro. I need fresh gear.
Send me your address. I have a couple tour shirts left over. Send me your address and your size and I'll hook you up.
My man, bro. Here, let me do some internet fist bump. Yeah.
Do you have a record player?
Record player?
A vinyl record player?
No.
You have to get one.
You gotta get one, man.
Gotta get
me.
one. Music, vinyl is the best way to listen to music. I know streaming is what everybody does, but trust me, owning records and vinyl and listening to them and being able to look at that cover art and the lyric sheets and all that stuff, it's old. It's an old idea, but like I said, old ideas are becoming new ideas. So I really suggest that you invest in a record player and start buying yourself some vinyl of your favorite albums.
One question time, man. You're on death row, and it's time for your final meal. What you eating? What do you do? What's on the menu, bro?
Probably 2 lobster tails.
All right, fancy with it.
Well done.
Butter?
And a filet. Oh yeah, with drawn butter and a filet mignon, medium rare.
You can get like a buffet. You know that, right? You can
Oh,
get.
I know that people have been able to stretch their death by saying, I'm still eating. They've been able to put off their execution by saying, I'm not done eating yet. Yeah, I've heard all kinds of things. There was some serial killer that ordered like Fritos and Doritos and all kinds of junk, and I don't know.
Was like John Wayne Gacy. He like ordered.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
Here, I'll tell you what he got. He got a bucket of KFC, a whole thing of like fried shrimp, 2 pints of ice cream, burger,
That's right.
Big Coke. And then also you want to hear some of the weird ones?
Those aren't the weird ones.
No, one guy ordered a thing of dirt.
Dirt.
Yeah, but they gave him like hash browns and yogurt. One guy ordered just one pitted olive. So
I heard about
he
that too. You know what? I'd probably just ask for Drano.
and also
I don't want to go in the electric chair. I'd rather drink Drano and just get it over with.
they won't do the electric chair. It's too brutal. They got a new way where it's this nano machine where it'll drag you up and take your brain out of your skull.
Are you kidding me? I thought it was a gas chamber.
No, that's like Nazi stuff.
I know that, but I think that there is a gas chamber, and so every state has a different one. Some states, of course, don't have the death penalty.
Or you could just get shot.
Execution, firing squad. Yeah, I mean, I ought to look more into that because there's a song idea right there.
And also one girl just ordered a bag of cheese puffs and a Coke. That was it.
Was that Eileen Warnos?
Believe so.
I think so. Yeah, I'm really interested in true crime and serial killers. Not because I relate to them, just because it's fascinating to why they became so interested in doing that stuff and creating those crimes. And it's a very interesting mind problem with the mind that people are still baffled by what causes that. But yeah, I do a lot of, I watch the Gacy, the Dahmer, the Bundy, Warnos, all those people. I like to watch those documentaries about those people.
If you could choose any song, if you could choose any superpower, what would you choose?
Flying.
Why? Okay.
I would love, I mean, come on, who doesn't want to jump
Well,
off?
yeah, like what I want to do, like what I can imagine with flying, I could always trick people. Like during my graduation, I'll pretend that I fall off of the thing and then I just levitate. That would be cool.
Oh yeah. Although you could play all kinds of tricks on people, but I have a fear of flying in airplanes, so I would love to be able to do it myself.
Oh, there's actually a dark joke with Superman. So look, a man fell down. Well, a man jumped off the building, and it was in a high bar, like 3 stories up. And the guy saw,
Yeah.
and then he thought he was dead. A couple minutes later, he was back, and he did it again. And then he came back, and the guy asked him, "How did you do that?" He just says, "I just jump, and I float." And then the guy said, "Prove it to me." So he did it. And then at the very end, when he was about to hit the floor, he levitated and then hit the floor. And then he said, "You know what? I'm going to try it." And then he did it. And then he went squash. And the bartender said, "Superman, you're real evil sometimes."
That's a good one. It's hard to make me laugh. And you did it. That's a good one. You mind if I use it?
Sure.
Thank you. Oh, that's a good one.
Let's say you could choose any song ever written by any band, and you can change that song to where you wrote it and you were the one who wrote it and it was your song. What song would it be and why?
It would be Sometimes by My Bloody Valentine.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's not quite like that. You would have to listen to it. It's very strange. But
Really?
I tried to rip it off on one of my songs called To All of You. But I really wish that I had written that song. I also wish that I had written Anathema's The Untouchables, which is a really good. It's really hard to, when you're so used to writing in a certain style, it's hard to go outside that box. But it's a challenge. and I give it my best shot.
Well, thank you for being on my show. Hope the next time we talk is at the backstage at one of your shows, and I can tell you one more joke. Let's see if we at the
If
show.
you can make me laugh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't got any more, man. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, maybe next time.
Okay.
I appreciate you talking to me, man.
Hey, no, it was my pleasure, man. Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for making me laugh.
No problem. I do
Take
it.
care. Fist bump.
Yeah.
All right. Take
Peace.
care, man.
Yeah, you too.
See ya.